The CII, Creation, Innovation, Inspiration. These are one of the most famous and one of the most favorite trios of the world because without each other, they won't exist. Without creativity, innovation won't exist. Without inspiration as well. And without inspiration and creativity, innovation won't exist. And without innovation and inspiration, creativity won't exist. Without innovation and creativity, inspiration won't exist. This is why they're known as the world's best friends. They are a great trio and they're almost inseparable. They live using each other. And that is why it's so difficult to get into their circle, the circle of the CII. And if someone does get into their circle, well, they're known as great people. And today, years ago, one such person was born into the earth who would later become like the master of the CII, Creation, Innovation, and Inspiration. And he was born today, August 8, years ago in 1901 in South Dakota, US as Ernest Orlando Lawrence, better known as Ernest Lawrence. Ernest Lawrence, from a very early age, developed a sense of inspiration and affection, literally affection, for physics, literally nuclear physics, or stages, phases, and spheres related to nuclear physics. But still, he loved physics in total. That was because he came from a very renowned family who was in a great deal with physics. His brother was to be a physicist, and his father held an equally respectable position. And it was natural that young Ernest Orlando Lawrence, or better, Ernest Lawrence, wanted to become a physicist and loved physics as much as his family did as well. So, when he graduated, he worked immediately for a PhD and found his doctorate in physics at the wee age of 24 in 1925. From then on, he, like all great people, set off to become a teacher. He became one of the youngest teachers of the world back then in the university. And so, that is where he found inspiration. He knew that he had a gift in physics, and so did everyone else. And so everyone, including himself, helped in the research of physics and nuclear physics as well, for himself, just for himself. And he did find inspiration lying around in the university library, and that is when the cyclotron was born in his mind. And so, in 1929, he came up with a series of bulk cyclotrons, which became a great help in the field of industry and physics back then. It was no wonder that after the cyclotron, he created the chromaton, the calotron, and became the director of the Manhattan Project, and became one of the most renowned physicists of the world back then. It was true that Ernest Lawrence was not a pioneer, but someone who helped in the evolution of physics, in the evolution of industry. Someone who helped physics and industry jump from level 1 to level 2, or maybe even level 3. It was no wonder that in 1939, Ernest Lawrence received the Nobel Prize for Physics, and even after that, he continued working. And in the World War II, he created the uranium isotope separation. That also made him one of the most famous and renowned physicists and nuclear scientists of the world, especially America. And on August 27, 1958, he passed away. He surrendered to death. But that wasn't true, because he still lives. He still lives. Not through his message, not through his life, but through his art. That art, his cyclotron, his calotrons, his chromatons, those are his messages. And they all have hidden messages in them, if you just look closely. Do you know what that is? Well, my dear spectators, I am going to leave that job up to you. It is up to you to find what the beautiful message lies in the cyclotron, the calotron, and the chromaton of the beautiful life of Ernest Orlando Lawrence. Thank you and have a great August 8th.